Nothing says summer like paying $30 to watch 17 trailers before the movie you would actually want to see.
This summer, coming to a podcast near you, it's OPINIONish goes to the movie.
And welcome to another edition of OPINIONish. I am Mitch English.
I'm Travis Dale. I'm still Travis Dale.
You're still Travis Dale, which I appreciate. And you, hopefully, are at home, wherever you're at. Maybe you're listening, maybe you're watching. We just appreciate you being here. And we're now moving our way to summer. We're in the thick of it. I mean,
and it is thick with two C's.
Hot.
Extra thick.
Thick, just I like my ladies. Nice and thick
like
here.
a frothy milk, like a cream.
Cream, if you will.
With Delta Burke.
Just a little bit of Delta Burke up on
Extra
the top.
thick.
No self-respect to Southern wouldn't have none of that cream up on the top. I don't even know what we're doing here. Which makes for good characters, which is what we're talking about today. Characters in great movies.
Blockbuster movies.
They know that blockbuster movies are actually going to be the ones that people are going to see. That's when the best movies come out is during the summertime.
The big tent poles. In fact, I have a little bit of experience with Blockbuster, let me tell you. My first job, buddy. This is an authentic Blockbuster uniform.
You didn't get that like at
I didn't get it on eBay. No eBay.
Like
no knockoff.
Store?
No, this is the real deal, buddy. It's embroidered. Look at this.
I
used to wear. Is it extra large? And I was very skinny, like 20 years ago, 25 years ago when I wore this. And can you imagine me floating around in this polo?
It draped in it.
Yeah, now it's a little bit. It's fitted now.
Oh, it looks nice.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, this is the real deal. This is one. I've worked with you since. This is my first job. This is actually my favorite job.
How cool.
I loved working at Blockbuster.
It's a lot of what you do. Now you review films.
I do. It was my passion. But I lived in a small town. We had a Blockbuster. Who didn't have a Blockbuster back in the day?
Well, we had in Dothan, Alabama, where my kids were all born, we had Movie Gallery, which was the second.
Okay.
And Movie Gallery actually was the second largest video rental
back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah. So we always went to Movie Gallery. But Blockbuster was there.
They're all extinct now, unfortunately. Everybody's streaming now. But the Blockbuster was back in the day was the thing. It was the event you go to on Friday, Thursday, any night of the week. Go and pick out the movie you want to see for the weekend. It was a communal experience too, much like going to the movie theaters, where you would go and I would wait right by the drop box. People would return their movies, and I would I would just sit there and wait and I would bug the employees before I worked there.
Really?
Say, hey, can you guys check and see if they brought back Uncle Buck or whatever? Jumanji was my some of my favorite movies back in the 90s.
Is Jumanji back?
Or I would even go back outside before, and as people would return them, I would ask them, "Hey, you guys got any of them Jumanjis?"
Are you kidding? Would you be in your uniform and do it?
No, this is before I worked at Blockbuster.
Before you actually worked there, you would hit people up.
Oh yeah, I would. I was a regular at Blockbuster, so they had to hire me. I was there anyway. I was already cleaning.
This kid's not gonna
stocking
leave.
The shelves. Might as well put me in a uniform. But yeah, once I did start working there, we had the perks, man. We got the new releases a week before they came out. And so we got to, make sure we just had to rewind them. That's all. That was the rule. Just rewind them, bring them back.
Well, here's the thing. I knew that you're going to be wearing your Blockbuster shirt, or at least I felt it because that sort of thing. So I was like, well, I need to bring in some clothing. And where is a place that you have to watch the movie that's on the screen no matter what?
When you're in the air.
When you're in the air.
Yeah.
And but actually, I never worked for Eastern Airlines. I only got the shirt at a secondhand store.
I actually am not familiar with Eastern.
Yeah, Eastern Airlines, obviously, there was Northwest. Back in the day, I think they would, wherever
name
part of the
after
country, wherever you're headed.
Southwest.
Right? Yeah, Eastern Airlines was a pretty big deal actually. Yeah. They kind of went right before TWA went away, and
so Pan Am, all them.
Yeah, and so I saw this. I go, what a cool shirt! And in Florida, it's really more of a jacket.
Yeah,
it looks like
that's nice. You never worked there.
I never worked at Eastern, but I've seen movies on airplanes,
planes.
and I think I have flown Eastern. No, I never flown Eastern. I'd never flown Eastern.
Yeah, I love it when they have the seats built in with the screens. You can watch movies on your flight, because what else are you gonna do?
Well, this is before all that. Back in the day, they had like a movie projector. It was like as if you went to your uncle's house and they were showing home movies. So they had a screen that would be pulled down, and you had to wear these. Remember those headphones you had to wear in high school?
Stethoscopes.
Yes, yeah. That's
like a doctor.
And you would plug it in, and it would look like basically sound would just go through like a tube.
And what kind of movies would they play?
It was normal, whatever was out maybe
the
for like
Odd
a
Couple?
6 month, something like it was. They weren't really old movies, but it was just one movie you got to watch.
Wizard of Oz. Yeah, you don't get a choice.
It was actually you saw the movie Concorde or Airplane.
Airplane.
It was about airplane crashes and stuff,
right.
but it was a big deal. But they, it's funny how airlines realize, hey, look, we got to accommodate, and now you can a plethora of films you can watch. I just took that 12-hour, 10-hour flight, and I got to see like 3 or 4 movies, and a movie that I probably would never have watched.
Right, they have a limited selection, but it's something. Oh, I'll check this out.
They figured they have a captive audience, and so
absolutely.
I've seen some movies that I'm glad I saw, but I probably would have had I never been on an airplane.
Well, like you said, we're in the thick of summer now. I mean, it's July 1st. We some big movies have already come out. We went and saw Michael, kind of kicked off the movie season. We reviewed that. Mandalorian and Grogu is another one. There's a couple movies that I saw while you were in Italy. Some new screenings and stuff, because you usually come to me with the movies.
I do, and some of the films that I haven't really heard, like the big movie coming out. It used to be like one big movie, right?
Right. Actually, yeah. Remember back in the '90s, Will Smith used to own July 4th weekend.
Oh yeah.
Independence Day. He had Men in Black, Wild Wild West didn't do so good, so kind of. But yeah, right there for a period of time, like the biggest movies came out around this time, this weekend,
because they knew kids were out of school, and then and it was back in the day where if the parents would take the kids. So if you think about why a lot of these Disney films or kids films do well, because mom and dad are going to take the kids. So there's 3 tickets versus just one. But this was also like, man, can't wait. We'd watch. They would even start teasing it like at the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
So
you start dropping the trailers to get people hyped about it.
Up about it.
So like the biggest movie this summer, we've already had, like I said, mentioned those 2, and then Supergirl just came out. Before that, Toy Story 5. They're still doing strong at the box office. But the next big one coming out this weekend is just Minions and Monsters, the animated movie for kids.
Going back to those kids, and
go to the kids.
It's a moneymaker.
It is, absolutely.
The kids are familiar with it, and if you have 3 kids, there's 3 tickets you got to buy.
One that I'm looking forward to though is the Odyssey. It's Christopher Nolan's new Matt Damon led Odyssey as a stacked cast. Tom Holland, John Bernthal, Zendaya, Charlize Theron, Anne Hathaway. A all people in this movie, and he makes some of the big grand movies.
You think about it, and quality movies like the shots all the way down to the story. I always feel like those Nolan movies, you have to really pay attention.
Right, he shoots it on IMAX, 70 millimeter. Yeah. These are like cinematic events. The Dark Knight series, Interstellar is one of my favorite that he did recently. Space movies really get me. Do you like some space movies?
Well, here's the thing about space movies. Yes, to answer your question, 100%. Space movies are the ones that take me out of this world, no pun intended. But it gives me to a world that I'm never going to be able to experience. Outer space or things that are happening, the technology that we want today is already there in these films or in what we think about and that sort of thing. And I think that's why there's so much escapism with space movies.
Yeah.
And a lot of times there's a few movies that really doesn't have anything to do with anything with outer space. It could have happened on the ground, but let's make it outer space to just give it that element.
It's the final frontier. It's unexplored. Sure. There's a lot of wonder. And then some of the best movie-going experience that I have had have been space movies. Like I said, Interstellar, which just kind of blew me away.
I think I've seen it. What's the premise of that one?
Interstellar.
I know
we just had Father's Day, actually. It's a great Father's Day movie, too. It's Matthew McConaughey, and he's, the planet is dying. All of our crops are dying, and they choose him to lead this expedition to try and find a habitable planet. Anne Hathaway's in it. Matt Damon's in it, and like a villainous turn, actually. And he has to leave his daughter behind. And, time displacement when you're out in deep space, his daughter is now aging, so they're about the same age and then beyond. So it's a really effective, heart-wrenching movie. But yeah, cinematic-wise, it's one that you need to see on the big screen. And Nolan films these movies to be seen and appreciated on a big screen. You can't just watch them at home on streaming. I mean, you can, but they really appreciate it. You got to go to the movie theater. Okay, so you mentioned Matt Damon there, and he does his space movies, and he's in The Martian. He's in the upcoming The Odyssey, and this is becoming a trend online that people are saying is their new favorite genre. Hollywood, I love it too. Yeah. Hollywood has spent an estimated $600 million, which and up to a staggering $900 billion in hypothetical in-universe costs. Yeah, all to bring Matt Damon. His characters home. Yeah. Bring Matt Damon going home movies. I mean, you got Saving Private Ryan. He was Private Ryan. That would have cost about $100,000. Okay, the Martian.
That would have cost $200 billion.
Wow.
To bring him back home.
Okay, this character. Now we got the Odyssey. Now this is back in the day. It's like one of the oldest stories.
I don't have the Odyssey yet.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's worth its weight in gold to bring him home.
Let's see. Titan AE would have been.
That's an animated Don Bluth movie. Yeah,
he was in it. $200 billion to bring him home. Let's see. Asylum would have been $100 million, and then Green Zone and Syriana would have been $100,000 each.
And those are movies where his character's goal is
just to bring him back home.
Now, does the Bourne series factor into that? Because he is lost. He had amnesia. He's trying to get back to a normal life, but they won't let him. That's Jason Bourne.
That was a great.
I love that series.
That wasn't a summer release, was it? I remember just coming across that one.
I think maybe they started moving towards summer. Maybe it was like a sleeper hit in like the spring or the fall, and then they started moving it to more of a bigger budget, bigger event.
What a great!
I love that trilogy. I mean, it was actually 4 of them.
Yeah. And then were they bringing in different characters? He didn't want to do.
They did at some point. They tried to replace him. They did a separate spinoff with Jeremy Renner, trying to establish him. They did that too with Mission Impossible.
But Jeremy Renner, you're right.
Ghost Protocol, I believe they try to bring, and I love that movie, but they try to. Tom Cruise is going through some couch jumping event, and so his star was dimming a little bit, and they want to bring maybe some fresh blood. And I think the goal was originally to have pass the torch off to Jeremy Renner, and he was going to take it off. And this is Jeremy Renner, like right around the Avengers time, So his star was on the rise. And it didn't work out. Actually, Tom Cruise grabbed hold of it, and he took that franchise to the end.
Let's talk about Tom Cruise. This, to me, he's kind of been like his movies you've been waiting for, and I think obviously he knows how to market it because and he gets involved in his films.
Oh, absolutely. Right? Tom Cruise. I mean, I think he's in a way the last movie star that we have.
I agree. Yeah, I'll hold on.
Talk about blockbuster films. Like his movies are events, and he puts his entire self into these movies. The stunts. He's producing them. He's acting in them. He's a champion
for stunts
for films and theaters. He kind of got people back into theaters after COVID with Top Gun Maverick, which was maybe one of the best movies I've seen in recent years. Yeah. As far as in the cinema, just the experience. It really got people back into theaters after COVID, and that was really championed by him. And so, if we're talking about movie stars, do you go see movies based on the celebrities that star in them?
I think I know that if I see Tom Cruise, because I know he's a good actor, and you almost go, all right, he is so well involved into his films that he's only going to pick good roles and good movies.
And these are going to be
then I trust him, right?
Right.
And that's why I think that's
big blockbuster cinematic events.
Yeah. If I know that, okay, he's a good actor, he doesn't take every film that comes along, so I'm thinking, well, this is probably going to be a good film. So I would say Tom Cruise is a good one.
Yeah.
If overall, universally, if a movie had Bruce Willis in it, I would watch every Bruce Willis film. I don't know why. I just love the guy. And
I was going to ask because back in the day, you had your Planet Hollywood trio. You had Schwarzenegger. You had Stallone, Bruce Willis. They had these big budget action movies that were these summer tentpoles. But do we have movie stars like that anymore?
I don't think so, man. And do you wonder if it's because most people are now watching a lot of films at home
on streaming? Yeah.
I think maybe the last tier, and it's kind of dripping down a little bit, is Chris Pratt, which he was in such of these big films, and then he did this one AI movie where did you see this?
Yeah.
Where it was a bottle movie, really, where he just stayed in one room and he had his whole life because he was accused of a
Ferguson,
crime. Yeah.
She was in that one. I didn't see that one, but
that's the point. That's what I'm saying.
Well, now there's not a discrepancy. It's not. It used to be taboo for movie actors to appear on television, but now streaming's kind of blurred that line. Where Adam Sandler, a lot of his comedy has a Netflix deal. All of his movies go on Netflix now. They used to be in the theaters, but you're seeing fewer comedies in the big screen. And now what's happening in movie theaters are pretty much blockbuster films. Like studios aren't going to take a risk on a comedy that's going to fail in theaters. They're just going to put it on Netflix.
And that's just
fine with me.
That's how it is now. I'm sure eventually it'll kind of go back. I'm sure we'll probably start going back to theaters. Like people get tired of they want that experience and there'll be different things. Speaking of Sandler, he's another one.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting with Adam Sandler.
Absolutely.
And I love that. I'm like, this is probably going to be a really stupid movie, but I'll probably laugh in it. And there's an effort there.
Absolutely.
And God bless.
He's cracked the code on Hollywood. Though.
I think so. You're right. Yeah.
He makes movies in exotic locations. He gets to travel. He hires all of his best friends.
Buddies.
He's just paid vacations by the studio.
Yeah,
he's
you're
a
right.
genius. I mean, that's what I don't know why everybody doesn't
and I
do
think
that.
it shows on the film because they're just like,
they're
hey,
just having fun.
Let's just do like Spade, like you know,
Spade, Rock, Schneider,
we
now
like
Kevin
seeing
James.
Those people we want to hang out with,
Yeah.
and it seems like we all.
And then I
do that.
noticed a trend too. He has his daughters in the movie now. His family. It's a family affair. But then for a while there, he was casting like Disney actors, Disney
right.
TV, Peyton List, some of these other ones that are on shows that I'm sure his daughters loved. And so he's like, "Oh, you want to meet these celebrities?
Yeah, come on.
So he threw them a bone and cast them in his
out
movies.
in Hawaii with them.
That's what I'm saying. Now his family, his daughters are actors, and he's producing stuff for them. He's just a genius, man, and well loved too.
I think he surprised a lot of people in Punch Drunk Love that he can kind of do like a serious
Uncut
kind of thing.
Gems
Uncut
too.
Gems. Sandy Koufax was that one?
Oh yeah,
you know, and
he can act.
And it's just. There was also
Begin Again.
Rain with Cheadle. He and
Rain
Don
Over
Cheadle.
Me.
Rain over yeah. That was, to me, I was like, that is a great movie. And you know, and you knew who he was, but that now because I know if it's a funny movie, it's probably not going to be side splitting, but it's the effort, man. That's all.
Him and Apatow did Funny People too. That was another one that showed the serious side. But a lot of his movies now are on Netflix. But he is one of the upper tier comedians. Will Ferrell, Jim Carrey. Some of those celebrities we talked about Will Smith back in the day. The Rock. I want to talk about some of the top earning because it might surprise you actually.
See, and jump into that. People forget movies are a business. It's just as if I'm opening up a bagel shop. They think of it. The product is the bagel. For businesses, in the movie industry, it's just the film that we get to go see.
Right. Where does the cream cheese come into play? What is this metaphor?
In the metaphor, okay. Cream cheese would be the one character that pops up.
Yeah.
That's the quirky character. How about that?
I love the cream cheese. Well, some of these guys are the actual whole bagel. I'm going to go through the top 10 box office earners and see if you notice a pattern here.
Okay.
So coming at number 10, we got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Now he's only at 10. That's surprising because for a while there, he would be injected into franchises that were needed a boost in popularity.
Like they had already been established.
Fast and the Furious. He was injected into the G.I. Joe franchise. He was like a boost to the box office for some dying franchises. But yeah, he's got Jumanji going on. The Moana movie is the live action coming out. The Mummy franchise.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That was his first one, wasn't it?
The Scorpion thing.
He had much
Scorpion
of the dialogue in that one.
No. But, a lot of bad CGI back then. Yeah. But he's at number 10. Next, number 9 is Chris Evans, Captain America. And so he's been in. Obviously, he's an Avenger. Number 8 is Vin Diesel, Fast and Furious, but also MCU.
Yeah, I know, but
he's Groot.
But it's like he's one word, 3 words. Yeah. God, you know, and he's got a great agent. Apparently.
But he's number 8 at $12 billion. Is his total box office for all the movies he's been in. Wow. Yeah. Number 7, Chris Hemsworth, Thor.
Okay.
So that's $12.2 billion. Tom Cruise now at 6. So there's Tom Cruise.
He's at 6.
6. Yeah. So
that's surprising to me, man.
I mean, all the movies you can think of Tom Cruise has been in, but it's mostly Top Gun and Mission Impossibles. You know? And so he has a total of $12.7 billion. Okay. Now we got Chris Pratt at 5.
I like my boy Chris Pratt.
But he's in everything, though. He's voicing Mario. He's voicing Garfield. He's in the Jurassic World movies.
And that's the point I was making.
MCU,
is that
Star-Lord.
There was a time where he was the man, you know? And,
absolutely.
And that overexposure of stuff, which, you know, hey, make your money when you can.
For sure.
And personally, I think he's probably a really cool guy.
Yeah.
And I would go see a Chris Pratt film.
I mean, I love back to Parks and Rec. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's really quick on his feet. Number 4, there you got Robert Downey Jr. Now it's Iron Man. Okay. Yeah. Tropic Thunder. Oppenheimer. Yeah. Now. Okay.
He was in that. Forgot.
Yeah, for sure. He got an Oscar. Now we're in our top 3. So have you noticed a pattern here so far?
All right. Yes. I'm starting to see once we get closer to top superhero movies.
Okay.
All right. So we've
got Captain America. We've got Thor.
Yeah.
We've got Iron Man. We got Star-Lord. We got Groot on the list so far. So who do you think's in the top 3?
Schwarzenegger has to be.
No. What? Get out of here.
He's not in there. Like of all time. Is this?
This is top box office earners of all time. Number 3.
He's not in that.
Sam Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson. He's Nick Fury in the MCU. He's Mace Windu in Star Wars. So he's got 2 franchises there. And he was in the first Jurassic Park.
That's right.
Smart guy.
Yeah. And he plays like parts where, like, obviously, I forgot, you wouldn't think of like
movies too.
Oh, Tarantino.
So he's got a lot of success.
You would think, you know, superhero movies, you don't think of Samuel L. Jackson being in it, but he was smart enough to be a character that could be in several. Which
hold on to your butts because we got 2 more coming, and I want to let you know they're both ladies. These are actresses and are the top 2 box office earners of all time.
Wow.
Yeah. So do you have a guess?
Julia
Louis-Dreyfus?
No, I was going to say Julia Roberts, but
you would think. I mean, because of the popularity.
Wow.
But
Scarlett Johansson.
There you go. The only female Avenger, ScarJo. She's been in MCU, in the Avengers, and she's also in the Jurassic World series now.
Yeah, when you jump into doing those MCU,
when you're in these big franchises, they're bringing a lot of money based on the IP. It really doesn't matter who the actor is, but I mean, when you get enough of those under your belt,
wouldn't you love to be on her back end of that movie?
Yeah, Colin Jost.
I know he's got it.
Way to go, boy! Number one. Box office earner.
And you said it's a woman?
It's a woman of all time.
Well, number one, that's great to hear, right?
Yes,
absolutely.
I mean,
it says a lot. Gosh, who would it be?
With a total of collectively earned $15.4 billion at the global box office, the number one top box office earner of all time is Zoe Saldana.
Of course. Yeah.
She is in the Star Trek franchise.
The Blue
Uhura. She is
Avatar.
Neytiri in Avatar. There you go.
Yeah.
And she is Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy and all the Avenger movies. And she was in Pirates of the Caribbean, too. So she has all these franchises she's been a part of. And she got an Oscar for another movie. So
she's
very
awesome.
talented.
And she's well-deserving of that.
But you wouldn't really think of her, at first thought, as number one earner of all time. You would go to a Schwarzenegger or a Tom Cruise or a Julia Roberts. But it's interesting. So she is making her mark in these Avengers movies, which, I mean, have you seen all the MCU stuff?
No, not all of them, no.
There's a lot.
I know you guys.
There's like 24, 25, and then there's Disney Plus series too. It's hard to keep up with.
Yeah, and you know that's probably why I don't, is because I always feel like, am I supposed to know about, like, if a character pops up, am I supposed to know everything about him? Like, well, this person used to do this. And I don't like movies like that because I feel like I'm missing out. And I'm also the same guy that tries to solve the movie, a quarter of a way through it, like how it's going to end, instead of enjoying it. And I need to not do that.
You do that, yeah. I mean, I think if you watch the full MCU catalog, then it makes like what Avengers Endgame was one of like a very powerful, emotional, memorable theater going experience for a lot of people, me myself included. Because you were invested in all the characters over the course of these films.
But then, okay, now they jump into this universe thing. Can we talk about this? Because I think this is something. I think it's lazy, in my opinion.
What is?
This whole universe thing.
Having each movie be connected?
No. I can appreciate that, by all means, because they're superheroes. But I'm talking about, like, the Spider-Man thing, where it's like, we can make a whole other movie. I appreciate this new Spider Noir that's on Prime.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but it's supposed to be.
You're talking about multiverses.
Is that not the same thing? Okay, a multiverse. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that's laziness, man. I'm thinking,
really?
It's like, you can do that with any film then, if you think about it. Or any great character.
Connect stuff.
You could say, James Kirk in another multiverse was actually, a black woman that, that could fly.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
If it's an interesting enough story that people want to spend their money on, then I mean they're gonna make it. That's why they're making another Avengers Doomsday coming. They're going to keep doing it.
That's the point I'm making. Is the end game tells me that's the last one.
Right.
So I'm going to go see it, and so I better go see it because I need to find out how it all ends.
And it was worth it, yeah.
But then it wasn't really the end.
It wasn't
another universe.
It was the end of that
happened.
phase, that story.
They didn't sell it like that,
still,
did they?
No, necessarily. I mean, we knew that there was going to be some finality, and for some characters, it was the end.
You didn't feel cheated though, no,
I was absolutely satisfied with the end game.
But knowing that, if you knew that there was going to be more after that,
no, because there's other characters that survived the movie that I still care about. I would like to follow. I would like to continue, and they're doing that with Avengers Doomsday coming out this Christmas.
Until the day they have the Wonder Twins movie, I'm not going to go see it. Why haven't they done that?
I don't know.
With DC,
that's DC. DC's getting their ducks in a row though. Now James Gunn's taken over, and so they're trying. For a while there, they were trying to play catch up to Marvel, and maybe throwing too much at the wall at once with Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, and some of those. And they've rebooted that completely now. They're starting over, and they've got Superman that came out last year, and Supergirl just came out last week.
See, the reboot thing is start all over. And
but they've done it with Superman and Batman, going back to Christopher Reeve, Adam West, Michael Keaton. So they keep recasting these characters every so often. Same thing with Spider-Man. There's going to be another Spider-Man eventually.
Do you feel though? Okay, well then, how would you rate when they do that compared to really original movies? Like I say that for TV shows because I watch a lot of television, but like a TV show concept that's different than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? We're a different story, because it's like, well, we're just going to reboot Spider-Man, or we'll make him another. To me, I think it's cheating, and I know that's Hollywood, and it goes back to, I understand that making a movie is a business. That's all it is.
Absolutely.
And so they go, how can we make money? I get it.
You're saying there's a lack of originality?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Do you feel cheated that way?
Well, no, but you go back to looking at it as a business. These studios don't want to take a risk on something that's unproven. You know, they don't want to put money out there. Very few, when they do take a risk, then they see that reward. Then they try and crack that formula. Right now, horror movies are having a big moment in theaters. They can be made for a very low budget. These movies like Backrooms and Obsession are made by internet stars. Yeah. Like comedy sometimes. Jordan Peele, this Curry Barker who did Obsession. He's able to make these horror films for very low budget and to see a wild success. And so that's something that now Hollywood is going to start investing in. You're going to see more of these influencers getting movie deals for horror.
And because that's where originality is coming from. We're not basing it on the people that have been sitting in Hollywood and just churning out movies for money. There has been a research out, and this is God honest, real research that says that horror films do better in the movie theaters because of the fact that you want to feel safe, and you want everybody to have the same experience as you do. It's easier to do when you scare somebody.
When you have a crowded theater, you're all on the same page watching something. All the frights, all the tension's building. You know, you experience that relief together. I love watching horror movies in a packed theater. Yeah, it's the best experience.
I think they were even saying that's what's going to save theaters. Yeah, and I think you're starting to see some better quality horror films outside of just slasher. Let's kill somebody, which I can appreciate. I think A24 does the best, man.
For sure.
If there's an A24 movie, I will watch it, or at least I'll give it a chance. Yeah, and I've never really been disappointed.
What are some of the best movie-going experiences you've ever had?
I remember watching Jurassic Park. Carter was just born, my oldest son. Yeah. And I remember that was our first date night after having a baby. We went and saw Jurassic Park, and I still remember that. I remember going to see, for my very first time I ever waited in line for a movie was to go see Star Wars. Yeah, and I believe I waited like 2 hours in line to go see that. I would say also when I and everybody from Daily Buzz, we went and saw Tropic Thunder. Yeah. That was what you were just talking about, that group feeling.
Exactly.
And we're all laughing, and we're seeing our buddies laughing. And then when we're walking out, we went and got something to eat, and we were all still quoting the lines just like that. So I guess it's those. Yeah. Those.
You're talking about the first one after becoming a father. It was Toy Story 3 for me.
Oh, yeah?
Went, my daughter was just a couple months old.
That was a sad one, man.
But I love it. It was my favorite Toy Story. And Toy Story,
mine too.
Toy Story 5 just came out. It's a great movie. But that's like a perfect trilogy for me, because that part 3 capped off that Andy story. And we brought my daughter in. We went up to the back, went to a matinee, an early day matinee, so we didn't disturb people.
God bless you.
My wife was still nursing at the time. But if in case the baby cries, you want to take the baby out. But I told her, it's like, if she starts crying,
I want to come back to that.
It's you. Okay. You take her out. No, I'm not missing this. Yeah, but that was one. But the very first movie I ever saw, and I think it's the earliest memory I even have, is standing in line to watch E10 when I was just a couple years old.
Cool.
Yeah, I was only like 2 years old. E.T. came out, and honestly, to this day, it's still my favorite movie. I think it's a perfect movie. One, it's just the score, the direction, the emotion to it. But it's the first movie. I still have a lot of nostalgia wrapped up in it for me. But that's my favorite movie of all time.
I love that. As you were talking, a memory went to my mind, and that was Ringo Starr did a movie called Caveman.
Oh, my God. You know about Caveman?
Yeah, I went and saw it in the movie house with my cousin.
I love Caveman.
And my mom was kind of, she wasn't really religious, but I think it was a PG movie.
Yeah.
And at the time. I think I was maybe 6 or 7 years old. And I remember my aunt saying, listen, they don't talk in the movie. They're cavemen, so it's okay. I know it's PG, but
there's a lot of sex in that movie.
Yes, she was selling my mom on it, and I'm like, yeah, great go, Aunt Sue, awesome.
Zug is what they called it.
Is that what That's funny you remember that.
I love this movie.
I remember it well.
A movie that's pivotal to my family. Dennis Quaid's in it. Shelley Long's in it.
Are they really?
Yeah, I love this movie.
Dennis Quaid?
Dennis Quaid is his best friend.
Okay, well, here's the thing. It was such a long time ago I saw it. So
I recommend this to everybody all the time. I'm surprised we never talked about this. I love Caveman.
And I loved it because I went with all my cousins.
Yeah, and it is funny. It's got good music. It's got great laughs, great characters too. It's a lot of gags.
And there's not much dialogue in it at all because
but it's a lot of great comedy.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
It's a great dinosaur caveman movie.
I didn't think anybody anybody would ever remember that movie.
I love Caveman.
Yeah, with Ringo Starr.
What
and
other,
his wife was in it as well.
Barbara Bach.
She was the love interest.
Yeah. And then the guy who played Sloth later in Goonies, he was the big guy,
the big muscle guy.
Yeah. I love that movie.
I'm gonna have to watch it again now. I didn't know Dennis Quaid was in it.
I love Caveman. Yeah. What other comedies do you like?
Another memorable one.
Yeah.
Was Ghostbusters.
Oh, love Ghostbusters.
If she's listening, she's probably going to be horrified that I'm telling the story. But Sharon Bryson and me and Billy Mantooth and Dennis Hunter and Carla Looper.
These are cool names.
These are all the kids I grew up with. I was about 13 or 14 years old. Yeah. Ghostbusters went in there. Well, I like Sharon Bryson. I thought she was kind of hot, right?
Yeah.
So we got in the movie theater, and she kind of picked up that I was like, I liked her, right? You know. So we were kissing the entire time, or making out the way the 13-year-olds do.
You're getting slimed.
I'm getting slimed. And poor girl, by all means, she was willing, but I mean, you know, here we are in the theater. And finally, I get this tap on my shoulder. Oh. It's the people behind us. It's a true story, I swear. There's the people behind us going, we're trying to watch a movie. And I'm like... So
you're supposed to sit in the back, man.
I didn't think nothing would happen. And, you know, you're with your buddies and everything, right? So we all went in, and I'm like, I hope Sharon sits next to me. And I started off by holding her hand, and we were kind of flirting a little bit before that. And I still talk to her. We always joke about Ghostbusters.
Hey, you want to check out? You want to go see Ghostbusters?
I could text her right now. She would know. I don't have a number, but
that's funny.
That's true. That's what I should have done.
Yeah,
she's married now to an FBI agent, so I probably shouldn't do anything at all.
So, well, now would that kind of behavior annoy you going to a movie?
100%. Yes.
So you would be the people.
I was
tapping
13 years old and thinking that I paid to get in to see this, and I'm with Sharon Bryson, so you know I'm going to you know, yes, because it's like it's supposed to be an experience, right. You know, and I hate when people talk, and now with phones.
Yeah. I can't stand it. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. People talking during a movie, just not being considerate and respectful to the environment. There's a certain rules of movie going etiquette that people need to follow, and they have trailers beforehand. You know, please silence your cell phones. You know, if you have a crying child, please take it out. But people just ignore it because they're trained to watching movies. And I don't know if it's the COVID effect or whatever. Everybody's trained to just scrolling as they're watching movies at home. When you go to a theater, you're paying good money to go to this theater. And then they have their phone on. I see people all the time just on social media scrolling, full brightness,
big deal. Yes,
blasting themselves in the face with light, just so everybody can see this idiot. You know, you're just like shining a spotlight on you. And I've had to go during Top Gun Maverick. Some lady her brain just turns off. I'm like, this is a great movie. And during his pivotal scene, she's just scrolling. I had to go down to her. I'm like, ma'am, your phone is really bright. Can you put? And she's like, she didn't even realize she had her phone out. We're just conditioned to just pull our phone out.
And it happens. I don't think I've gone through a movie experience outside of where they make you put the phones up.
That's why I like going. We get to go to advanced screenings with critics.com. We get to go see movies early, and they make us turn them off because it's a federal offense if you are caught with your phone on at all. They will take you out. They will take your phone.
Take your phone.
$500 fine or $5,000 fine. I mean, it's like... It's piracy. It's potential piracy. These are advanced screenings before they come out that we need to go see. And that's the ideal movie-going experience that I've grown accustomed to because I don't have the distractions. You know, I got to write a review about these movies, so I need to lock in and focus because anything can ruin my opinion of the movie if there's a distraction. If I have a bad car ride, like road rage, I sometimes try not to bring it in the movie, but if I have a bad day, it's the first impression you have with a movie can be ruined by somebody. When I saw the first Hunger Games movie, I had this kid that was next to me that was sloshing his water like this.
Oh, that would drive me crazy.
Yeah, he was just doing it, and he wasn't realizing he was doing it, and he was right here in my ear doing it, and I was like, bro, stop. I can't watch that movie without remembering that.
Because that's what it does. You are in a capsule with a dark room, and you're experiencing something, and people need to understand you're experiencing everything.
Yes,
that's why they have sound.
And it ruined like 30 minutes of the movie for me. And so every time I watch Hunger Games, I think of that. You know, and it's not the movie's fault. I need to be impartial, but it's the distractions, the people around you. So I'm like, if you go to a movie, people, be polite. Turn your phones off. Be
Please
respectful.
do it. Yeah, I mean, and ticket prices are they're high for a reason, because movie theaters have to they don't make the money off the movie. They make money off concessions, which I think we should talk about.
Right.
Is that now you go to a movie theater and there is you can get a whole buffet right there at your table.
You can.
Some of them, they have waiters and waitresses come.
Sell alcohol. Yeah.
Sell alcohol and that sort of thing, which I can understand why, because like I said, they don't make hardly any money off the actual movie.
Yeah.
It's the experience there. And I know there was one movie theater when I was out in Salt Lake. Do you know what love sacks are? Those big bean bags?
Big bags. Yeah.
So, there's a little space between the front row to the screen. They threw a bunch of them down there.
That's comfy.
That would be the way to see a movie.
You can lay back and just right there in the front.
Lay back, and, with Sharon Bryson, I can have it right next to you.
Where do you sit when you go to movie theaters?
Center.
Dead center in the middle. I think everybody aims for that, yeah.
Dead center, and then usually at the top, actually. I try to go towards the top, and then,
Have you ever sat in the first 4 rows?
I saw Lincoln Lawyer. Which ironically, I saw Lincoln Lawyer, and Bryan Cranston was in Lincoln Lawyer.
Okay.
And I met him several days after I did it. But I literally was in the front row.
Talk about a big screen.
That one seat right there. And I was like that.
Okay.
I really was. And so it's like looking at that.
I got you beat. Boogie Nights. I was right up front.
Oh, you saw it. You saw Dirk Diggler.
No, he whipped out his Dirk Diggler thing. I was like, good Lord. That's his Marky Mark.
You're like, get that thing away.
Love the movie. Love the music in it.
Yeah.
I love the performances, but damn.
Look at it.
It was right there. Roller Girl and everything.
Roller
Wow.
Girl.
And I was like 17.
That's awesome. Right there in front.
Yeah.
And it was one of those massive screens that they make today.
Yeah. It was a thing. Just back then you couldn't pick your seats.
Right.
Now they make you pick your seats.
Do you like that?
Yes and no. Because I like that I can be prepared. I know where I'm going to sit, so you don't have to search for a seat. I do like that because that's what I'm saying. It forced me to the front for that Boogie Night screening because I got there too late. You're just buying it there. But they do a service fee now if you pay it online.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that. I like how we are. You could pick your own seat and be able to sit down. I mean, I could appreciate it by all means. I think that it also. I know as part of that experience, but it's the chairs are getting so comfortable. It's hard for me to stay awake in these films.
That's okay. We go to a lot of these screenings, and I know I see a lot of movies, and I'm getting older, but I'm like I've never had an issue falling asleep. But the last few movies I saw. I was starting to nod off, and I'm like, "Am I just exhausted, or am I old, or are these movies boring?" I want to give these movies the benefit of the doubt, and my full attention. I need to take a shot of espresso or something going on these suckers because I just saw an A24 film, The Death of Robin Hood, and I really enjoyed it. Hugh Jackman. It's like a very Logan-esque movie where he's an aged, weary Robin Hood, but they flipped it. It's a retelling where he's more of a villain. He was a murderous cutthroat bandit, It's not necessarily the legend that we know, not like the Archer, the Fox, the Disney style.
Right.
It's very not Disney-fied at all, but he's great in the movie. It has slow parts. A24 film, they like to pace him out. And I was starting to nod off a little bit. And it's not the movie's fault. It's just some of the pacing. But I want to talk more about that movie later. Yeah.
Okay. So, obviously getting butts in seats is the goal and making money. And boy, there has been movies. It was weird to even think that at one time we could say a movie would make $1 billion.
Yes.
I mean, isn't that crazy? Now, it's not that far off.
And if it doesn't crack several hundred million or several million the first opening weekend, it's considered a failure. It's ridiculous because there's this threshold now of success for these movies. But some of the biggest blockbusters of all time, I mean, some of them are obvious. These are the top 5 unadjusted for inflation. So these as it stands right now.
Okay.
Number 1, it's Avatar. James Cameron's Avatar, the original one.
I can appreciate that. Yep.
$2.92 billion.
Can I say something? That's a guy that gets it. He's changed. He changed how movies were made.
And he only makes a few movies. He's made less than a dozen movies in his career.
And they're all great.
They're all bangers because he takes his time. Yeah. He's meticulous and he knows the craft. I mean, he's made so many innovations.
And technology.
And technology, yes, absolutely. So number 2 is Avengers Endgame again. Very successful. Great movie. Number 3, Avatar. The second one, Way of the Water.
The water one. Okay.
Avatar 2 is the number 3 top box office of all time. $2.33 billion.
$1 billion. Man. Wow.
Then we have number 4 is Niza 2. It's a sequel. It's a Chinese animated film. I haven't seen it. It came out last year at $2.26 billion. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Niza.
It sounds right.
All right. And then number 5, James Cameron's Titanic at $2.26 billion. So he's got 3 of the top. He directed 3 of the top box office earners of all time.
And
5.
Okay, and how he's like, look, we all know how Titanic. Everyone knew the story.
Right.
We knew what the ending was going to be.
Yeah.
But he made
it compelling.
Compelling enough to where it's like, okay, this is interesting. And I think it's such a story, the diamond, the blue diamond or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Like, it almost seems like that was probably real. But
the heart of the ocean.
The heart of the ocean. Yeah.
Fiction.
So like, but you think because it's such well written.
Right. Like, was there really a Rose and a Jack?
Right.
No, I mean, he crafts these movies that are experiences and they're
He's
very
a movie
successful.
maker, yeah.
Number one box office director of all time. James Cameron.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
100%.
So now, adjusted for inflation.
Can I say I have a quick thing about him? I stopped him. I was, he was on a red carpet, and I said, "When are we getting another Terminator?" This was before.
Oh, you love Terminator.
Terminator 2 is my second favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
And he goes, "I don't think I'm going to be doing Terminator movies." Okay, bye.
That's what he said.
And lo and behold,
just trailed off.
Yeah. He goes, "I don't think he was really nice. I mean,
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Oh man, they did keep making those. He didn't. He made two perfect movies and then moved on. Just like he came in and made a perfect Aliens movie sequel and then moved on. But it's like they kind of ran that franchise into the ground.
Yeah, they did. And I would watch any Terminator. I love the concept.
Go back in time and stop them from making Terminator 3.
That was a movie. That was a movie I remember seeing in the movie house too.
Yeah,
and I saw it with a guy. I can't remember his name, but I called him Smiley.
Yeah.
And he and I went and saw it on Pass Road in Gulfport, Mississippi.
Sounds like a serial killer.
He does. Smiley? Yeah. He was a cool guy. Smiley.
Well, so adjusted for inflation, the top 5 changes a little bit. So now these are like top movies of all time, box office wise. I'm going to start with number 5. Now we got Endgame down at number 5. It's number 2 when it's unadjusted for inflation. So now it's at number 5.
Okay.
What do you think number 4 is?
It's got to be another Superman or superhero movie.
Well, it's something that you first saw in theaters.
Star Wars?
Star Wars: A New Hope is number 4. So now we got some older movies mixed in here now.
Okay. Now, and to be fair, is that it was re-released?
It was released.
Is
so
that
I think
included?
that's probably included in the total.
Because
number 3, now we have Titanic. And number 2 is the first Avatar at $3.5 billion total.
Movie,
so these still made a lot of movie, adjusted or unadjusted. But the number 1 movie of all time, adjusted for inflation.
Is it they shot it here? The one was a scary movie.
Blair Witch Project?
Blair Witch Project.
No, it was very successful, but no, of all time.
Okay.
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind, really?
Gone with the Wind, $4 billion. Because back in the day, nobody had anything else to do but to go see this movie over and over again. You know?
That's true.
I would say like a Wizard of Oz or something, but yeah, Gone with the Wind, $4 billion.
If I can circle back to Blair Witch Project, I think it's got one of those. It's the most successful because it was such a low budget movie and it made so much money.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. So
some of the like
but
we're
it
talking
didn't
about
make as much as those other ones.
Those horror movies.
Yeah, horror movies do it. You're right.
Now on the flip side of that, what are some of the top box office flops of all time?
Growing up, I remember them always talking about Ishtar with Dustin Hoffman and
Warren Beatty.
Right. And it was like that was the go-to joke about Ishtar. I think Carson always used it.
It was a big flop. I think it ended a movie studio, possibly. Wow. Yeah. But that financial, from a financial perspective, the amount of money lost all time was the Marvels. It was a superhero movie.
That's recently, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just came out in 2023. Starred Brie Larson, is about Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
It's a sequel. It lost. It cost a staggering $455 million to make.
Almost. Say that number again.
$455 million.
That's almost half a billion
dollars to make a sequel to Captain Marvel, and it only brought in 218 with an estimated loss of $237 million. That is the biggest box office financial disaster.
When did that
of all
movie
time.
come out?
2023.
2023. Okay, so you can't blame it really on COVID, right?
No, not really. I don't know. Number 2 is John Carter, which I actually like that movie. It was a Disney movie. It was based on John Carter of Mars series, the book series from back in the day.
I think I saw that.
It cost $350 million to produce and lost $255 million.
That's a lot.
Another Disney movie. So Disney has got 3 of these top ones. The Lone Ranger. It had Johnny Depp, Armie Hammer, 2, I guess, now troubled actors, as a gamble that cost north of $250 million and then lost around $240 million for Disney.
And I wonder, I know there was controversy with Armie Hammer right around that time, as you just mentioned. Actually, and you wonder how much that affects a movie.
I don't think that really happened until a few years later.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what happened because these are all based on properties, existing properties Disney saw that there was an audience there. They've had celebrity, like well-known names in the movies.
Yeah. I didn't think it was that bad.
Connect.
That's the thing.
I've actually never seen that one.
I think maybe because and that's another thing. It's like what other movie came out right at that time. You know,
so
that has a lot to do with
sometimes there's competition because it's like counter programming. But yeah, you're right. Maybe another movie just had a bigger opening that weekend. That's probably something we should look into. But some of the other more notorious historic flops. Cutthroat Island was a Gina Davis, Matthew Modine movie directed by Rennie Harlan, 1995. It was actually had a Guinness World Record once for this pirate flop as the biggest bomb ever. It made only $18.3 million on a $98 million budget, and this one bankrupted Carol Co. Pictures. It bankrupted us.
Carol Co., if you want to know, which I think they did, Terminator was the one where the beginning of the C's and there was a bunch of C's.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? Which, by the way, can I say something? If I see a movie and it starts off and there's all these production companies, I think it's going to be a crappy movie, and I'm 99% right. It depends. If the more they are, the worse the movie is.
But I love seeing some of these production things, and I know that it's going to trigger a memory, like nostalgia kicks in, that I'm going to see a cool movie.
It's like if you see that horse coming in, TriStar.
No, Morgan Creek.
Morgan Creek, yeah, that's it.
And then I see
Roadside Adventures.
I see Dimension Films, Touchstone at Disney, Amblin. I see those pop up before me. I'm like, okay, now we're getting into it.
Yeah, if you see those, you automatically, okay, this must be a good movie. Yeah. It's interesting about how that does it, right?
Yeah, Universal.
Carol Co. I haven't thought about that forever.
I know, that was a good one. Some of the other historic props, Eddie Murphy had a series of bad ones.
Yeah, he did.
In the early 2000s, Adventures of Pluto Nash.
Okay, this was an outer space movie too.
An outer space one for I mean, and it looks like a family friendly. He was making those family. He made the Haunted Mansion, but this one, Pluto Nash, Meet Dave, and then Norbit. He had like a back series of huge flops for a very gifted comedic actor, and he was trying to make a comeback.
I think he had come down to, we knew Eddie Murphy as that 48 hours,
absolutely.
That quick, and then we saw him in another way, which it's nothing really against his acting skills, but you only have a window where you can kind of do that, and you kind of have to move into. It was almost like when Ice-T went and did those road trip movies, like
Ice Cube.
I'm sorry, Ice Cube did those movies, and you're like, wait a minute, come on, I thought you were, but he's an actor. Why can't we see people like that?
Exactly, he's trying to reinvent themselves as like a dad movie, and it's varying levels of success, but. Yeah, those are some big ones for Eddie. So what are some of your, we talked about favorite comedies. One of my favorites is Three Amigos. We talked about Caveman. That's a movie that was looked at as a failure, but a lot of these movies find life later on HBO, on cable, on rental.
Yeah, you're right.
And so they get a new life, find a new audience later on. Or you got any movies like that?
There's a movie that if it's on TV, I'll stop and watch it, and that's Shawshank Redemption. And to the point where I had never seen Shawshank Redemption from the beginning to the end, because it was always on TV. Yeah. And it was a movie that I discovered on television.
That was actually a box office. It did not do well in the box office. It was nominated for Academy Award, but it got word of mouth, and it got an audience, and then found a life on this. Now it's on TNT, TBS, probably right now.
Right now, you can find it on, without a doubt. So that's one. Weird Science is my favorite movie of all time. I will stop and watch it no matter what. I saw it in the movie house as well. And I love that movie. Another John Hughes
this is like if you're clicking the channels, or if you're like going through a watch list, then you can stop and watch that one.
I would think so. As far as comedies go, I really love that Tropic Thunder.
Oh yeah,
I will watch. I will stop and watch it, but probably not the whole thing because I just know how it all ends. So.
Well, mine is if I'm Maverick. It's a Richard Donner film with Mel Gibson,
movie, man. Yeah,
James Garner and Jodie Foster, and not a lot of people know about this one, but it's hilarious. It's got thrills, it's got action, it's got comedy, it's got romance. Yeah. I love that movie. Not a lot of people talk about it, but I will stop and watch that anytime. Oh yeah, James Garner was in that.
James Garner, and I loved it. And I was excited about it because like a new telling, and the fact that he was in it, so he kind of gave it his endorsement. You know, if you think about it. But that's a good movie. That really is. It's underrated.
So Spider-Man is another Avengers movie coming out end of the summer. Brand New Day. And we have a special connection to the Brand New Day. I think is Sting doing the soundtrack for this one? Brand New Day. Yeah, he should do that.
I would love to see it. I think, the last good movie that I saw was this Project Hail Mary.
That's a huge movie.
And I'll tell you this, Trav, is that I don't like to know about. I like if I don't know anything about a movie and I sit down and watch it, I think I like it 10 times better.
You don't know how to read, so you didn't read the book. You never learned how to read, so you went in blind. And actually, I did too. I didn't really know. In fact, when I saw in the trailer that there was a rock creature, I was like, spoiler. You know, I didn't know that there was an alien aspect to this film at all. But I mean, it's such a huge their relationship. It's like almost like a buddy comedy, bromance, road trip movie. It's very effective.
And I think if Alien, which we should talk about aliens.
We should do an aliens episode.
I think so. Is that when you think of aliens, I think if it really ever happens, I think that's what it's going to be like. If the alien is nothing like a human,
you're right.
I think really it is going to be like that.
And they use science. Andy Weir wrote The Martian. He wrote this movie, this book. They use science a lot. It's a lot of fact-based, science-based elements to this movie where they use mathematics and music to communicate with each other in the film.
I think that I sat down and saw. I was going to a screening, and when we went in, they go, "Hey, the screening, we're going to play this other movie," and it was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh yeah.
And I just sat down and
Shane Black.
I had no idea what it was about, and I'm like, I love it. I love when I don't have any preconceptions. Then I can. So when you ask me, like, what am I looking forward to? There's really not a whole lot.
You kind of go in blind sometimes.
I want to,
and I actually don't want to watch trailers as much at all because they reveal too much.
I agree. Sometimes they tell the whole film.
I like going in blind, and that's what I try to do. Another one that I went in blind for, Nice Guys, was another Shane Black movie. Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling. That is the funniest movie that I've seen in maybe the last 10 years.
I think that was why Netflix.
And that one needs a sequel. I could watch a whole series of those guys.
I think it's cool because it was based in the 70s, wasn't it?
It was based in the 70s, a killer soundtrack, just funny banter, man. It's Shane Black. It's just like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's good fun. But if you knew, all right, well, it's coming out, you probably have already written it in your mind because, like you said, if you've already seen the trailer.
Another one that actually came out this summer that I saw that while you were in Italy, Power Ballad.
Tell me about this one, man.
It's a John Carney movie. Now, this guy, he wrote Once. That movie Once it has a lot of music infused in his story.
Okay.
Another movie was really good, Sing Street, that he wrote and directed. This one stars Paul Rudd as a father, and he's a wedding band singer in Ireland. And he meets Nick Jonas, his character, who's Danny Wilson. He is a popular pop star who just exited a boy band. He's trying to break out on his own. He meets him at a wedding. He's playing Paul Rudd's character's band. It's called the Bride and Groove. So they're an Ireland wedding band, and they're playing at this castle, this gig, and his pop star happens to be there. They connect over a night of like drunken songwriting, and then they go their separate ways. You know, Paul Rudd helps him write some stuff, like a hook, and then Paul Rudd shares this song that he's been tinkering with for years.
All right.
Jumps like 6 months later, Paul Rudd's in the mall. He hears his song on the radio. Nick Jonas stole his song and recorded it, added to it, gave it a polish, with these producers. And now it's Paul Rudd's fighting to he had no recording of it, had never written it down. It was just he's talking to his family. He's like, I used to sing this to you. Don't you remember? And he feels like he's going crazy. His life starts unraveling because he's trying to reclaim his voice. Nick Jonas' character, and it's funny because they're both good guys. They liked each other genuinely, but Nick Jonas' character has to deliver a song to his label. He has his lifestyle that he's accustomed to, and he has to they're going to drop him, and so he has this song, and it becomes a massive hit, reinvigorates his career. But then Paul Rudd's over here that's my song, and so there's this struggle there, and he actually goes and tries to confront him about it, but they find peace, and it's a great movie too, and also another one about fatherhood.
Can I, really quick?
Yeah,
I just complained about not knowing anything about movies.
Yeah.
You just explained it. I'm just giving you a hard time. That sounds awesome, though.
I'm not giving you the whole thing.
Okay, good. Don't give me the end.
It's a beautiful movie.
It's Paul Rudd. He's another actor I'd go to see just because he's in it.
Love Paul Rudd. Right. So I mean, he's in so much good stuff. But I feel like this is his best acting he's done.
Oh, no kidding.
Because you saw glimpses of it in Ant-Man, like in Avengers. When he comes back and he sees his daughter, he reunites his daughter's age because he's been stuck in the quantum realm. And you saw some of that, but they didn't linger on it long enough in Endgame. They didn't have time.
Okay.
They had to move the story on. But it has that same kind of element. He has a father-daughter story, which is a great coming after Father's Day, a great movie to go see.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
It's in theaters right now.
And the name of it again?
Power Ballad.
Power Ballad.
Paul Rudd, Nick Jonas, a John Carney film. I give it 4 out of 5 stars, critics.com. I loved it.
Jonas did pretty well in it?
Nick Jonas, yeah. In fact, he brought that authenticity to the role because he's living that,
Yeah, right.
He was in a boy band. Now he's breaking out solo. And so it's and Paul Rudd does all the singing in the movie. He can sing.
Yeah, I do know that.
You know that? Because he does the lip sync stuff with Jimmy Fallon, or he recreates those music videos on the Tonight Show. He does all his own singing in the movie. He does a lot of covers. They do Huey Lewis and some other songs in the movie that he
cool.
sings.
Okay.
Yeah, and he nails it.
All right, I'm looking forward to that one.
Go see Power Ballad. Man.
Is that going to be like a what do you call it, like an indie film, or is it actually
it's kind of, but it's a wide release. It's in theaters now. Yeah, it's been out.
All right, cool. I'll write that down. Power Ballad.
4 out of 5 stars, buddy. It's a good one.
All right, and you got any other cool ones that you've seen?
You just saw that Death of Robin Hood. It didn't hit the target necessarily for me, but again, maybe I was just drowsy going into it. But I think Hugh Jackman is phenomenal in the movie, and it's bloody too, man. It's a lot of fight scenes in that one.
Okay, so something for the guys.
A24, The Death of Robin Hood. I would give that one about a 3 out of 5. But definitely go see Power Ballad if you're going to go have a choice.
I'm loving that. Your favorite movie of all time, E.T. If they came out and said we're going to do an E.T. 2, would you be excited or not?
Yeah, I would. In fact, they did do that with like a Super Bowl commercial. I think it was maybe Comcast or some kind of cable or telephone provider about connecting, like phoning home. Henry Thomas started in E.T. And so it was kind of like a mini sequel there. I would be down for anything. There's a lot. There's been talk about a Goonies sequel forever, and nobody knows how to crack it. I would love just to revisit these characters, because I love them so much. I would like to see them again, but you never know because Dumb and Dumber, I feel like was a perfect comedy.
Perfect.
Dumb and Dumber 2 or whatever.
Dumb and Dumberer or whatever they call it.
Yeah, it was not funny.
Not at all. And I think a perfect film has a beginning, middle, and end, and just leave it as it is. That's why I say my favorite, Weird Science. If they brought it back 2, I probably would not want to watch it. Though they made a TV show out of it.
Right.
And but
they did on the USA Network.
Vanessa Angel, who was in my third favorite movie of all time, Kingpin.
That is a funny movie.
That's a great movie.
Big
man.
Irma McCracken.
Man, that's a movie where today I could go home and turn it on. And
I used to watch USA. They had Duckman. They had Weird Science. And USA Up All Night. Remember that show?
Yeah, we'll run this year. Yeah.
We should have her on the show.
I think we should. I'll call her up and see if we can do that. Well, I love talking movies, and the best part about it is movies are an experience.
Absolutely.
And you might walk out from a movie having a different experience than I can, but we're doing it together.
That's what Opinionish is all about. Art is subjective. Not everybody's going to agree on it, but you can still have a good time doing it.
Absolutely. Well, I have an opinion on this episode, which was awesome.
I give it 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
That's original. We should do something with that.
I like that a lot. I got one.
I got one.
And we both got them. They were talking about opinions, and we got you. We want you to join us every Wednesday. New episodes come out, of course. Join us online and all social medias. Look for Opinionish, and we'll be waiting for you. Opinionish Podcast has those links and more. Y'all take care. See ya when we look at you. Bye-bye.